Is it just me, or does this shot seem like a parallel to when Lee unconsciously stood up during the prelims? Just like with the blood dripping? It feels like it has to, because just a second later, Gaara thinks about their fight, and then proceeds to grab Lee in the same exact way. During the prelims, they were objectively enemies, but right now, they're objectively allies. Also, I'm saying it again, you're telling me Lee doesn't have a reaction to this? I don't care if he doesn't hold a grudge. Last time he was grabbed like this, it didn't go well.
Do not let your guard down. He uses his bones to attack.
Yeah, Lee, I think he knows. That was kind of all that happened last episode. Like, lock in.
You're Gaara of the desert. You wield sand.
It would actually make sense if Kimimaro knew a little bit about Gaara. He was Orochimaru's main vessel, and Orochimaru did impersonate Gaara's dad. So it's not like totally crazy to say Kimimaro at least knew of Gaara. Not to mention how important Gaara was in the attack, an attack that Orochimaru made the plans for. This is such a cool little sequence. The way Kimimaro moves around seems so fluid, and he's just effortlessly throwing bones at them whenever he has the chance. He actually moves a lot like Sasuke, almost like each move he does is something pre-practiced. And given that this episode tries to parallel them on multiple occasions, that might be something that's intentional.
You're nothing without that sand of yours. Why else would you go through the trouble of lugging it around?
Okay, this has to be like the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Gaara isn't anything if you take out his main source of attack, and defense is pretty much what Kimimaro just said. Like, brother, you're not anything without your bones.
Sand shower.
What a surprise.
I like how Gaara now has actual moves. Like, when he fought in the Chunin exams, he was kind of just steamrolling people. He didn't really have to formulate a strategy, but now he has to. He uses Sand Shower to cover him, then makes sure Kimimaro can't move, and then he sand burials. And just that alone makes Gaara feel like such a fresh character.
Gaara of the desert. They do not call him that for nothing.
Yeah, they're just trying to piss me off. He's not called Gaara of the desert for nothing. Maybe because he was born in a fucking desert. Have we considered that? Like, walk in.
Sand burial.
The fact that Kimimaro doesn't die from this is insane. He talks about how he survived it later, so I'll talk about it then. But still, like, oh my god. Anyways, a cool little detail to see that he's actually alive is the blood. Cause when Gaara usually does this move on people that are fully covered, they just turn to mush. And that's usually why blood gushes out. But here, it doesn't do that because not as much blood was shed, implying that he survived.
Sasuke had the same eyes this guy does.
The same eyes.
Seeking to prove the value of their own existence.
Here's the first outward comparison of Sasuke and Kimimaro. They both want to prove their existence. Something cool though is that their existences were also forced upon them by other people. For Kimimaro, it was his clan and Orochimaru, and for Sasuke, it was Itachi. And I guess also Orochimaru, technically. This is also a cool way to show Gaara's change. Cause in the Chunin exams, he said him and Sasuke have the same eyes for the same exact reason he does here. But now, he doesn't say that, cause he doesn't align with that purpose he once thought he had. Oh, wonder what this little sequence tells us. It almost looks like Sasuke ran out of the light into the darkness, and Naruto is following him. Wonder what that could mean. Okay, let's break down what these shots and what Naruto is seeing means. The first shot is Sasuke being the reflection under Naruto, or however you want to put this. This is to show that they are the same, but also different. You know, like reflections of one another. Both of them have been in the darkness, but they're two sides of the same coin. Naruto dealt with his own loneliness by being surrounded by others, while Sasuke has decided to isolate himself. The next shot, to me, is showing what Naruto's darkness is. Him being an outcast and being ostracized from the Leaf. He eventually got out of that, of course, because of his friends. But it's still darkness he faces and one he fears, which is why he tries to protect himself. The swing in this shot stands between him and a younger version of himself, further showing that loneliness and isolation is his darkness in this situation. But it's also a way to show his growth. He went from that lonely kid to this full-fledged shinobi with friends supporting him. It then shows him running, which can be seen as him running away from the darkness. In the last shot, he was running from the darkness, aka loneliness, and in this shot, he's running towards his best friend, aka the light. Him tripping and falling shows his current mindset. He's doubting himself and doesn't think he can do it. The glimmer in his eye fades as he lets Sasuke run towards the darkness, further showing this mindset. Like, how fucking cool is this? What's crazy too is this isn't in the manga, like, at all. In fact, a lot of this episode actually isn't either. Not this, not the Kimimaro flashback, none of it. It's pretty much all anime only, which goes to show that anime only can still be really good. If only the animation studio that did Tokyo Ghoul could have replicated this. Am I right?
It was in the darkness that I was raised.
You could do another Sasuke Kimimaro comparison here, if you were really trying to. Fortunately, we are, so let's talk about it. Technically, they were both raised in darkness. Kimimaro with this, and then Sasuke with pretty much being dead set on revenge since he was like 8.
Why? It's not fair. Why am I in a place like this? Why me? I don't get it. What did I do wrong?
Here's more Sasuke and Kimimaro comparison. Again, if you were trying hard enough. This realistically is also something Sasuke would be thinking, just given how much he went through, you know, with his clan being fucking murdered. And I think that's sort of implied, given that we see Kimimaro stab something and then it pan up to his person thing. Almost like he's stabbing it as a way to enact revenge on the world for what it has seemingly done to him. Also, what even is this face thing? It's not like a grave, right? I don't think graves look like that. Is it just like a dirt carving?
Who's there?
It doesn't matter who. Get out.
Cool touch with the light, but as it opens, it shines on Kimimaro's face, as a way to show that this specific moment got him out of the darkness. Cause in this moment, they're getting him out for the coup, which in turn gives him purpose. Purpose, of course, being the metaphorical light.
Be ready, for the sake of the Kaguya clan.
I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard this, I thought Kimimaro and Kaguya were related. Like, when I first watched Naruto, I saw Kaguya and I was like, wait a minute, they look kind of similar. Not to mention, she's even got like kind of bone things. You know, like the thing that slimed out Obito?
Impossible.
I've talked about Naruto censorship a lot in this arc so far, but I'm about to do it again. Cause they ended up actually doing a pretty good job on this one. The only thing they did was just cut out the shot of his hand and then show less blood, which is pretty tame compared to what they've done previously.
If I hadn't grown a membrane of bone underneath my skin, I would have been crushed beyond recognition.
Is this not like confusing? He can just create bone under his skin? Like, what about the actual bones in his body? Wouldn't they then be crushed because of the new mass? It's not like he expanded, and the bone membrane probably has to be really thick for it to withstand Gaara's Fist of Doom.
I underestimated you. But that's the last time I'll get caught in your sand.
So that was a fucking lie.
So fun fact about Gaara's Sand Tsunami. Remember that game Jump Force that got wiped off the face of the planet a couple years ago? Well, Gaara's Sand Tsunami was actually one of the moves used in it. From what I remember though, it was never on this scale. But I think that's also because Gaara's fucking insane for this. I feel like you can't even blame Kimimaro for not dodging this. Cause look at this shit, the Sand Tsunami literally combos him. What kind of disrespectful ass sand is this? Like, what is this? It's like the Tamari thing. I don't think 99% of characters in Naruto can dodge this. If I was in Naruto though, like, I'm the exception. I'm riding this like fucking Chicken Joe. It's just so crazy Gaara can do all this. Even if he does have a tailed beast in him, this is crazy considering he's like, what, 13?
Why won't he give up?
What?
It's insane that Kimimaro survives this. He's genuinely just fighting and surviving off pure willpower too. And he's so sick he can barely move, but that doesn't stop him from living this. He's seriously just fighting for what he sees as his purpose. And when you put it like that, it kind of reminds you of two very specific characters. One named Sausage and the other named, I think, Zaku.
I'm not sure what to do.
What's there to think about? Go down to the Village of the Mist and kill every single person you come across.
I know this is an anime-only backstory, but holy shit, how twisted is this? This goofball is telling that to a child. Overall, I feel like Kimimaro's backstory does a really good job at reinforcing his character. Like, it doesn't actually add anything new to it, but it makes the viewer understand his perspective and respect it more. Something that makes his death actually pretty sad. It kind of feels like Haku's death in that sense, and when I say Haku, I mean Zaku.
Are you from the Mist Village?
No.
This is actually one of the reasons I really like Kimimaro's backstory. Cause production clearly didn't need to do this, but someone there made the connection that him and Haku are similar. So they not only added Haku and Zabuza to make that connection, but also to kind of give us a full circle moment. Haku was the first real antagonist that didn't feel like a villain, and Kimimaro is the last of that archetype in Part 1 Naruto.
His eyes were the same as mine before I met Zabuza.
See, I like how that's a connection made. It gives Kimimaro more depth as a character and overall makes him feel more familiar. Cause we've heard Haku's story before, so now knowing it's similar, we now feel like we know Kimimaro's as well. Like, very efficient writing.
What you're seeking is just below this ridge, child. Go on, have at it.
Here's one problem I have with the flashback. Orochimaru letting Kimimaro do this is kinda dumb. He can tell from Kimimaro's dagger that he has the Kekkei Genkai, and given how Kimimaro was later his #1 vessel, you'd think that in this moment he would maybe think about wanting that Kekkei Genkai. Like, the actual Orochimaru probably wouldn't have let him jump here.
Brute strength is nothing in the face of a regimented military. These fools are rushing to their death.
Okay, I'm just gonna get into this real quick. Even though this is anime only, I have somewhat of a theory. Kishimoto probably told Studio Pierrot about the Uchiha coup and the whole truth of Itachi thing before he fully revealed it. Either that, or it was fully revealed in the manga before this episode. Cause it's insane how similar this very thing Orochimaru says aligns with how the Uchiha coup was predicted to go down if it were to happen. Not to mention, it makes Kimimaro and Sasuke more similar. Like, I swear I'm not crazy, okay? The psych ward does not need me yet. Cool touch, but pretty much all of the Mist Ninja have swords, further showing it's a staple in their arsenal.
Why are you blooming in a place like this?
Let's theorize on what this flower means real quick. The first meaning behind this flower is obviously purpose, as the Kimimaro here has no purpose and almost lashes out at the flower for ignoring him. Not to mention, Orochimaru appears immediately and starts talking about purpose. The second interpretation, though, is that the flower is himself, because it sits here alone, like Kimimaro, and is full white, just like Kimimaro's hair.
I was put on this earth to protect Lord Orochimaru and his ambitions.
Yeah, I wonder what this reminds us of. Maybe that one character? What's their name? It's like Zaku or something? Okay, so what the hell does this shot mean? Well, there are 3 different Narutos with flashing beams of light in a dark area. And what I think it's trying to convey is the fact that Naruto is trying to act as the light in Sasuke's darkness, as during their fight he tries to do just that. Which would make sense theoretically, because in the previous scenes Naruto ran into a dark cave that Sasuke ran into earlier. So if you combine those 2 scenes, you get that Naruto understands Sasuke's darkness to some degree, and that he's trying to act as the light out of it for him.
I'm gonna bring Sasuke home for sure, if it's the last thing I do!
So that was a fucking
Truth.
That form!
I'm not gonna lie, right? This is kind of a smaller reaction than it maybe should have. Like, look at Kimimaro right now. You're telling me that the first reaction isn't a loud, like, what the fuck is that? He's got like a whole tentacle as a tail. That's not normal. I'm not gonna lie, this episode's a little weird to me. On one hand, I think it's still fine. I like Kimimaro's backstory and even the stuff with Naruto. Not to mention Gaara creating an ocean of sand. But there's also a part of me that's like, well, did we really need this? Even if it's cool, did we need an entire episode that barely pushes the story forward? I'm pretty sure the only canon part of this episode is Gaara vs Kimimaro and Stage 2 Curse Mark. The flashbacks and the stuff with Naruto aren't. I debated just like straight up glossing over both moments, not even showing them, but this video would be 5 minutes if I did that, so I decided not to. I think the Gaara vs Kimimaro bit is the highlight of this episode. It shows how strong Gaara is while also showing that Kimimaro can still answer it, which plays into next episode pretty well. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Not complaining about what we see, except I am still gonna complain. If you want to support me more than just watching this video, you can become a member on Patreon. And yeah, next episode, Vengeful Strike, The Bracken Dance. Probably the worst episode title we've had since, actually that's the end of that sentence.